Alright, so hi everybody, my name is Shaurya and this is the first of many videos wherein I'll be solving LR sets, DI sets, and we will be using this playlist, or rather you will be using this playlist to prepare for CAT, right? So right now as I record this playlist is updated, this playlist which is going to be made is going to be updated for CAT 2025. Later on for CAT 2026, 27, 28, 29, whichever CATs come further, I'm happy to keep on updating my playlist rather, right, with new sets. If I feel a specific set maybe not as useful, I'll remove that and maybe include a new set, and you'll keep getting that update. Right now this playlist is going to be made for CAT 2025, and of course it's going to be good enough for CAT 2026 as well. So this first set is from the arrangements chapter from LR, and to be honest, I plan to do chapter wise playlist as well, right? Maybe 5-6 sets per chapter. I plan to do that, right, in the future. So this set might go, or rather this recording might go in that specific playlist as well. So if you find them both in the same, if you're solving and if you're watching this later on and you find it there, don't worry, if you've already done this, you can skip this and move to the next set. So the source of the questions are going to be from Arun Sharma's book, and also some sets which I'll be making on my own. So it'll be maybe a 20-80 split, wherein 20% of the sets in total will be from Arun Sharma's book and 80% of the sets will be from the sets which I make for you guys. The current plan is to make maybe 100 set playlist. Slowly and steadily we'll increase this to 200, 300, 400, of course as many as possible, which would be helpful for you guys, right? So anyway, let's start with the first video on arrangements topic, and this is a pretty interesting set. It says RVP is a very popular multiplex in the Garden City, right? I hope this is visible to you guys properly. So RVP is a very popular multiplex in the Garden City of Bangalore. It has 5 screens: screen N, screen C, screen W, screen B, and screen E. So 5 screens: N, C, W, B, and E. I've just written that 5 screens, and there are 5 different movies which are screened. So the first movie which is screened is TKR. The second movie which is screened is SP. Doesn't matter what the full forms are, we don't know, and honestly it really does not matter. TGST, PC, and lastly EQ. Okay, these 5 movies were screened over 5 consecutive days on these screens. Okay, so 5 consecutive days: day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. Okay, and each movie was shown on a different screen every day. Similarly, each screen showed a different movie every day. Now my suggestion would be, before looking at my solution, trying to understand what I'm doing, please try to solve the question on your own first. This set approximately should take 15 minutes to solve if you are maybe an average student. If you're a good student, you should be able to get done with the set in 10 minutes. So anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes is a good timeline to complete the set, right? If you're able to do that, of course. Anyway, so each movie was screened on a different day. So let's say if TKR was screened here on day 1, then TKR cannot be screened on day 1 on any of the other screens. It has to be on screen 2, screen 3, screen 4, screen 5. If let's say TKR is here on day 1, it cannot be on day 1 for C, not for W, not for B, and not for E. For them, TKR needs to be on some other screen, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It depends, right? Depends on the question. Anyway, so coming back, the following points are known in all the screens. So point number 1, in all the screens except C. So all the screens except C, you can write except C, SP was screened before, or rather you can write SP and then EQ was screened, right? So SP and EQ was screened in this order. It's not told to us that it was screened consecutively. It's just told to us that SP was screened first and then EQ was screened, apart from C. So C is the only exception wherein SP is not screened first. So what's interesting here is that if you just try to put some possibilities, okay, I'm just trying to explain the dynamics to you. So let's say I place SP here, okay, and let's say I place EQ here because SP is screened before EQ, right? Let's say I place SP here, okay. Sorry, for C I cannot do that. Let's say I place SP here, and let's say I place EQ here. Now, according to my to the logic which was given to me in the earlier part of the set, right here, each movie was screened on a particular day only once and only on a particular screen. So SP, once I've used SP for N, I cannot use SP for N anymore in any of the other days. Similarly, same thing for EQ, and I cannot use SP in any of the other screens also on that particular day. So what I'm trying to refer to you here is I've put SP EQ, right? SP is before EQ. Let's say I place SP here and let's say EQ here, right? Now for screen E, what options do I have for SP? I have an option here and I have an option here, right? But if I place SP in any of these two days on screen E, the problem is if I put SP here, I need to necessarily put EQ here. Why? Because SP was screened before EQ. This is given to me. And if I put this here, if I put EQ right here, the problem with this is that now there are 2 days in which, or rather 2 screens on day 5th, there are 2 screens on which EQ is screened. And is that possible? No, that is not possible. So this means that if you try to, the conclusion you need to draw from this is that if you try to space out SP and EQ, alright, while placing SP and EQ in different boxes, different days and all, of course we've not read the other clues right now, but I'm just trying to give you a hint here that if you try to place SP and EQ in different boxes or different screens and days, you'll realize that the only way you can place SP and EQ is that when you place them together, so consecutive days. Alright, otherwise it will not work out. There will be no other possibility which works out. You can try it if for example, if you space it out SP and EQ, right? You can try different variations, it will not work out. No other way it will work out, right? But it was told towards that except C, right? Except screen C, SP was always before EQ. So that means, which is that day wherein if you place SP on that particular day, you cannot place EQ after that. That is only screen number 5, right? If you place SP on screen number 5, then can you place EQ if you place SP on day number 5, sorry, I'll write days here, right, so that I don't get confused. If you place SP on day number 5, then can you place EQ on after day number 5? No, you cannot. Why can you not? Because there is no day number 6, right? There is only the maximum is day number 5. That means that if SP comes at day number 5, then EQ has to necessarily come on day number 1. This is the first inference, friends, which you have to find out, right? And this is what we generally call as reading while solving. What do I mean by reading while solving? Is that before jumping to different clues, so after reading clue number 1, before jumping to clue number 2, clue number 3, clue number 4, try to extract as much information as you can from the clue which you just read. It's not necessary that you can extract this information, right? This information which I am presenting to you right here, it's not necessary that you have that capability or you've built that capability right now that you'll be able to extract that. But that is essentially the goal, or that is the end goal which you need to reach to. Okay, anyway, so and rest of the days of course SP and EQ are going to be together. Okay, now let's move further. TKR was the third movie to be screened on screen B. So TKR was the third movie to be screened on screen B, and it was screened after PC. So that means if it was screened after PC, that means PC must have been screened before TKR. So PC must have been screened on either day 1 or day 2. We are not sure right now yet, but that is what the clue is trying to say. So I've stored everything. So this is something which is known as a direct clue. Direct clue is a clue which you can place directly in the table. You don't need to necessarily go here and there. You don't need to place it on the side. So like this clue is an indirect clue because it does not give me any direct information. When I combine this clue with multiple different clues, only then will I be able to understand how to use this clue properly. So this is something which is known as an indirect clue. So indirect clues you want to store outside of the table. If there are some parts of the indirect clue which you can place in the table, you can feel free to do so, but the idea is to place them outside of the table. Now remember I told you that SP and EQ have to come together. They cannot come with a gap of 1 or 2 days in between. So look at this. Okay, look at B, screen B. If I place SP here, I need to necessarily place EQ here. I know that, right? We found that out. Now if I place SP and EQ here, then where will I place PC? It is given to me, right, in clue number 2 that PC comes before TKR. So that means that this is not possible, that placing SP and EQ in day number 1 and 2 is not possible. Then what is possible? The only possible option for screen number B is placing SP in day number 4 and EQ in day number 5, right? This is the next inference. So again, I stored the indirect clue properly and I know what the indirect clue is trying to tell me. That's why I'm able to make my picture in a clear manner and I'm able to understand how to proceed forward, right? So chalo, let's proceed forward. We've started as much as we could from this clue. We know that SP cannot come in these other days, other screens on day number 4 because it's already screened on screen B on day number 4, and it cannot come on other screens on day number 5 because it's already screened on screen C on day number 5. Okay, that is something we found out. So SP के बाकी positions जो हैं, the rest of the positions are screen 3, 2 and 1. Okay. For other of the days 3, 2 and 1, please don't mind that me mixing up days and screens. I hope you guys are clear with that, right? Coming back, so let's look at clue number 3, and you realize, right, there are only 3 clues to solve the set. So if there are only 3 clues, that means you need to find out as much information as you can from the 3 clues which are presented to you. All right, now this clue says PC was screened on 2 other screens prior to W. Okay, so PC was screened on 2 other screens prior to being screened on W. That means PC must have been screened on day number 3 on W. Why? Because it was screened on 2 other screens before W. So third time it was screened on W. Now which are the 2 screens? One screen, of course, we have this as screen B. So PC का एक तो it's either 1 or 2 on screen B. Okay, and the other screen for 1/2 PC, which screen is this? We don't know. We have to find this out. Okay, let's look at the next part of the clue. And it was screened, so it is referring to PC, was screened on N immediately after it was screened on W. So N, it must have been screened on day number 4. And you think about, you look at this set and you're like, oh my god, that's it, that is all the clues which I have. And you straight away see that which movie was screened on day 1, which movie was screened on day 4, blah blah blah. So and of course you have options like cannot be determined, and I mean, if you were stuck here, you would probably mark those and you'll be like, oh my god, the answer is actually not CBD. It's not cannot be determined. It actually can be determined. So what is the logic? What is the logic to determine this? That where does each of the possibilities lie? So let's have a look. Okay, now remember this clue that SP and EQ have to come together, right? So what are the possible options left? Okay, SPEQ have we used for C, no need to check for C. SPEQ we've used for B, we don't need to check for B, right? For W, can you have SPEQ on day 4 and 5? Can you have SPEQ here? You cannot, right? Because you already have SPEQ right here, right just below W for screen number B, sorry, screen B. So you cannot have SP and EQ on day 4 and day 5 on screen W. So the only possible option left for SP and EQ on day number, which days you can screen them on, is day number 1 and day number 2. Okay, these are the only two options left, right? This is the first thing. Let me make my video a little smaller so that things are not hiding here. Wait 1 second. Okay, no problem. Just make my video a little smaller, right? So it does not interfere. Okay, I think this should be fine. Okay, moving forward. So this though we've identified, right? Maybe I can put my video on the set, right? It will never interfere. Yeah, okay, coming back. So SPEQ on day 1 and day 2 we found out. Okay, now for day 2, where can we place SP so that we can sequentially place EQ? We can place SP here, EQ here. We can place SP here, EQ here, but we don't need to because C we've already used EQ and SP, right? Now SP, EQ we don't need to check for B, we've already used. I can put a cross here. So SP, EQ is also one more option, right, for E. Now what about 1? We've already used for 1. Okay, 1 ke liye to we've already used, right? And what about 3 and 5? I mean, if you look at SP at 3, SP at 3 cannot happen for N, right? Because if I put SP on 3 for N, 1 second, if I put SP at 3 for N, then I have to place EQ here, and I have already used EQ on day number 5 for B, so I cannot put EQ on N on day number 5, right? So that means for SP and EQ for screen N, the only possible option is that I place SP here and EQ here, because there is no other option left, right? But you might feel, array, this to contradicts with W. So yeah, you are right, and I'm sorry about that. I meant to place SP and on day number 2 and EQ on day number 3. I mistakenly placed it on day number 1. That's not where I wanted to place it. SP comes on day number 1 and EQ comes on day number 2. So of course SP you cannot place on day number 1 because you already have SP on day screen number 1, on day number 1 on screen W, right? Now of course we've used SP here, we've used SP here, have we used SP here? No, we haven't. We've used SP here and we've used SP here. So the only place left for SP is day number 3 on screen E, and then sequentially you have EQ on day number 4, right? Now this is the usage of this clue. We've used this clue entirely, okay, except for C. We've used except for C, SP comes before EQ. We've done that entirely. Now look at day number 3. What happens on day number 3? Day number 3 we've used EQ, we've used PC, we've used TKR, and we've used SP, right? So the only movie left to be screened is TGST. So that means that TGST will come to be screened on day number 3, right? We find that out, right? That is something which you can find out easily. Okay. Now look at the other options. Okay, what options do you have? You have multiple ways to approach the set. You have you can fit PCs somewhere, right? That is one way to approach the set, है ना? You can put you can look at TGST and approach the set. You can look at maybe TKR and approach the set. But the best way would be to look at PC. Okay, look at this movie PC and try to see where can you place it. Why? Because if you see, SP and EQ तो we've placed everywhere. Okay, SP we've placed at 5 places. We can only place it at 5 places. And EQ also we've placed at 5 places, and we can only place it at 5 places. PC at the moment we've placed at 2 places. You can see that, right? You've placed it at 2 places. TGST you've placed at 1 place, and TKR you've placed at one screen right now, right? So the maximum amount of places wherein you've placed a movie in a screen or on a particular day is right now it is PC, right? So the remaining options which are there to place PC is lesser than the other movies. That's why my way to solve the set, my next approach would be to check where can I place PCs in different screens. So if you see day number 4, right, day number 4 I have already placed a PC. So maybe I can use a different color here, maybe color black. So I cannot place PC in C on day number 4, right? I cannot place it here. So where can I place PC? The only place left for me to place PC would be here, right? The movie PC on day number 2, because I cannot place it here. If I place it here, it contradicts my clue that only one movie is screened on a particular day, and it is only screened on one specific screen. It will get violated, right? So PC necessarily comes here. Okay, if PC comes here, which is the movie which is left to be put in screen number C? TKR. So I will place TKR right here. When I place TKR right here, I can check this column, day number 4. If you see which is the movie which is left right here, it is TGST again. So you can place TGST right here. Okay, when you place TGST, you're only left with TKR right here, and you can place that. Okay, now coming back to PC. Okay, so you see PC you've placed here. So can you place PC on day number 2? No, you cannot, right? So this gets rejected, and hence PC you can place in screen B. You can only place PC on day number 1. So which movie is left here? TGST is left here. Again, you have 4 movies here. The movie which is left here is TKR to be placed, right? Again, sorry. Again, now you're left with two days wherein you have to place movies, and 2 movies which are to be placed in this row, which is screen E, and this row which is screen N. Let's look at which movies are left. For this, I have to place TGST and TKR, and for screen E, I have to place TGST and PC. Okay, now I have placed PC here. So can I place PC here in screen E? I cannot, because I have already placed PC on day 1 on screen B. So where can I place PC? I can place PC only here. Which is the movie left to place? PC, EQ, TKR, SP is done. The only movie left is TGST. So TGST will come here. Once we get TGST, you know that this has to be TKR. And if this is TKR, this is TGST. And this completes the set of all the 5 days and all the 5 screens, which movie comes in which screen. This completes that entirely. Now coming to the questions, which movie was screened on the first day on screen C? First day on screen C, EQ was screened, so EQ is the answer, option B. On which screen was SP screened on the 4th day? SP screened on 4th day. SP was screened 4th day pe, it was screened on screen B. So screen B is the answer, option A is the correct answer. Which of the following order is the correct order of screens from 1st day to 5th day on which TGST was screened? So on which days was TGST screened? Which screens? So first it was screened on screen E, then it was screened on screen B, right, and then it was screened on screen C, then it was screened on screen W, and lastly it was screened on screen N. E, B, C, W, N. Let's look at our options. E, say a key option, only one option is there which starts with E, so option C will be our correct answer. On which screen was EQ screened immediately on the next day after it was screened on screen N? So when it was screened on screen N, after that which screen was EQ screened on? That is the question. So which screen was, when was it screened on? On day 3 it was screened on N, right? So day 4 mein where was it screened? It was screened on screen E, right? So it was screened on screen E. Option B is your correct answer, and that completes the set. So you understand, right? If you are able to understand the language, if you're able to understand the structure and how to approach the set is fairly simple. There is not a lot of work to be done. But yeah, how to approach the set, how to navigate through the clues and all, those things are things you learn with time, right? So this is first set, day 1 of solving LR and DI sets, right? I'll see you guys tomorrow with more sets, and hope you guys enjoy this series. Thank you so much, and all the best for your CAT preparation.